Yo, yo, yo. Dude, my fade transition didn't happen there. It was just like... What's up, guys? Happy Friday, baby! It's Friday. The weekend is upon us. What we all grind for, man. Cool. Hope everybody's having a great day, great start to your weekend, man. We got video gaming news, as we always do. And then we will be diving into day 2 of Unicorn Overlord. It'll be a great day, man. It always is. Lots of fun around here, and I appreciate all of you contributing and being such a big part of what we do, man. So, on that note, let's go ahead and do what we do. Let's dive in here and see what's going on in the world of video games, man. Let's get this video gaming. Yo, yo, yo. You shake with jam. That's right. Booty, baby. What's up, dude?
Are pretty funny, Gabs.
Weep, whoop, weep, whoop, whoop. Morning, my dude. Yeah, that clip was good. I always like seeing people get baited into the Alt F4 stuff, dude. It's always nice. Those are really fun to watch all the time, even on like just randos that you don't know, you know. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of really good ones on YouTube and stuff, dude. Sometimes I'll just like watch people get baited into F4s, Alt F4s. It's funny, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah, I could tell chat was going nuts. It was funny, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. Pretty good stuff, dude. Thanks for sharing. Good morning, dude. What's up? How you doing? You got a big fun day of work ahead of you? Maybe just take the day off, you know? Of course. Yeah, of course. Take the day off, of course. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yo, we've got the nominations for the Video Game Hall of Fame this year. Interesting. Last year felt like a mixed bag, dude. Last year felt a bit weird to me. We could rehash last year's stuff. Maybe we'll do that when we cover this. Let's go with Polygon. How about it? We'll look at polygons. Oh, bro, tell me that's Castlevania Symphony of the Night, isn't it? That's Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Oh, it wasn't. What did I think? I saw Castlevania Symphony of the Night in there, dude. Oh, that's Tony Hawk. Dude, that being all fuzzy and everything looked like Castlevania to me. Tony Hawk was a banger too, though, dude. Oh, look at these. Back briefing my coworker that has the fracture spine. That sucks, dude. That's always a weird position to be put in. You know, with people that get injured, it's like you feel for them, but it also sucks, man. It takes a lot of, quite often, the load that everybody else has to take up for what they cannot do anymore. You know, falls on everybody else. It's kind of crazy, dude. Look at these games, dude, that are part of, dude, original Metroid, Sim City, bro. Oh my God. Asteroids? Original Resident Evil? Guitar Hero? Myst? Ultima 1? Tony Hawk's Pro Skater? Dude, how do you even... Oh my God. I know a lot of people with Elite, you know. Flipping Neopets. Wow, dude. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this. We talked about the Sima stuff yesterday with Google, so I'm not going to dive into that. I feel for him, dude. Back injuries are no joke. You usually don't ever fully recover from significant back injuries, and it sucks. It's really brutal, man. It's a bad deal. Whatever. Whatever, man. Yeah. A lot of the Google Sim AI stuff, articles, we already covered it yesterday, though. Not going to cover it again. Lots of the Video Game Hall of Fame nominee stuff, too. Yo, Soup, what's up? You're AI. You McChicken. That's because Take-Two is a hot bag of garbage, just like every other major corporation in the industry, dude. No, you are. Look, it'd be different if we all knew that these big corporations were going to be incorporating AI in an ethical way, but we know they're not, you know? If you recall, one time LA was pretending to be an AI to a bot. Bro. Wow. I don't even know if I have a clip of that or not. But yeah, I vaguely recall that myself. Yeah. I might have that clipped. If I don't, that was a missed opportunity. What's up, Soup? Happy Friday, buddy. How's your day been? Dude, there's so much talk about the exclusivity. Everybody thinks it's done. It's not. Exclusivity's not done. There'll still be exclusivity. Xbox even is still going to have exclusivity. It's just they're going to release their games on competitors' platforms eventually. It's wild, dude. It's wild. Let me see something real quick. Okay. Cool. What'd you say? It's Joe Ever for Xbox? Yeah, Xbox will be around forever, dude, for sure. X-Bone? I almost went somewhere I probably shouldn't with that one. Joe Ever. Yeah, I get it, dude. Joe Ever. Xbox will be around forever. I get it. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, don't forget, Soup. Ferret, nice. Teaching me the cool stuff. Give me a break. I love that he calls me dad. What the crap, dude? What the crap, dude? Don't forget that the most wish list or the most pre-ordered game on PlayStation right now is an Xbox game, okay, Soup? Don't forget that, dude. Oh, dude, I would never say that to my wife. No way. Yo, I got a good one, dude. I would never, ever say that to my wife. Sea of Pirates is hot garbage. Have you ever played it? Bro. My wife's amazing, dude. There's no way I would say that to my wife. No way. Dude, see, here it is. Here it is. Soup calling a game garbage. I go, have you ever played it? He hasn't, but he doesn't want to say he hasn't, right? So he just goes, oh, it's just multiplayer and driving boats around. Yo, hey, dude, you want action shooters? Yo, that's just multiplayer and carrying guns around, dude. Dude, is that bad? Yo, by the way, in Sea of Thieves, you do carry guns around, dude. So... You can't, you know, totally just disregard a game that's renownedly good for being garbage if you haven't played it. You can't do that. You're choosing violence, Soup. You're choosing violence, man. Soup sitting there this morning with a hot bowl of ramen, just with violence sprinkled all over it, you know? You just... Loves that violence. See what else we got, dude. Wolverine, dude. I hope Wolverine's good. I really do. I think it will be because it's Insomniac, you know. I hope they make it what they said they were going to do, which was more of an adult-styled, mature type of game. I want that out of the Wolverine title. Wolverine be better than GTA 6 anyways. Look at this. Jeff Keighley finally addresses layoffs in the video game industry. Sorry, Jeff. It's about 3.5 months too late, buddy. Yeah. Yep. 3.5 months too late, dude. Jeff Keighley can get wrecked, bro. Felt very corporate. Oh, I'm not surprised. Yeah, we'll talk about this. About 3.5 months too late here, buddy. Should have done this in, let's see. Yeah, should have been doing this, well, dude, almost 4 months ago. At his Game Awards in December is where this should have taken place. Instead, he was too scared to say anything because of all his industry friends. Yeah, he should have done it at the Game Awards. And because he didn't, this is going to carry no weight for anybody. This is not going to redeem him, okay? Jeff Keighley is a puppet. He's done. In everybody's minds, everybody's eyes that actually cares about this industry, Jeff Keighley is no longer somebody that matters. He's an industry puppet, dude. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, we'll look at it whenever we dive into that. They'll probably have the quote in there and everything, too. Appreciate it. I already knew exactly what to expect out of that, but I appreciate it. Gross, dude. Yo, thank you. GTA isn't 2035? How dare you? It could be more like 2034. Sorry. I just overpaid for a PlayStation Portal. It's the dumbest purchase I ever made. I warned everybody about this. PlayStation Portal is just a remote access device that you're going to pay $200 for. When really, remote access is quality of life that PlayStation should be giving you. And they don't do a very good job at it naturally, by default. Their PlayStation Portal was just something that they came up with to give people an easier way to remote access their PS5, whenever really what they should be doing is something more like what Steam has done for a long time. And I told everybody when this was coming out, this was the dumbest. Look, everybody's respectively going to have their own opinion depending on their budget and things like that. But from a business standpoint, from a consumer standpoint, looking at a business, right? Steam is for PC, Steam is a platform you don't even have to buy into. You just set up a free account and you start using their platform, building a library. Yeah, you have to buy games on there to play and stuff, but it's not like PlayStation where you have to buy their hardware first or anything like that, right? And they have amazing quality of life in that platform. One of the big quality of life options is remote access. It's very easy, it's very intuitive, it's very seamless, and it's free. And here's PlayStation having, you know, a terrible remote access system that quite often requires configuration of router settings, which most people are not technologically advanced enough to understand how to do that without potentially even bricking routers and stuff. And instead of fixing that, making it better, what do? They come out with a $200 remote access device. It's disgusting. No. No. Soup, why do you love PlayStation so much? Oh, dude, yeah, that was wild, Ferret. You know what I think that is? That's one of those supply and demand issues. You know what I mean? They don't make that stuff anymore, right? So, because it's high quality, I will not deny that it is one of the more high quality paperweights out there on the market. You're right, yeah. Get wrecked. Whoa! What up, True? Oh, dude. Yeah. Nice comeback, Soup. Yeah, dude. Your PS5 doesn't stack up against that, dude. Get wrecked. Yo, one second. Sorry. Needed the snoggings, dude. Needed the snoggings. Yeah, I would like to build a new one here before too long. You know, I built this at the beginning of 2021. I bought most of my parts at the end of 2020, so it's starting to show a little bit of age. It's still a pretty decent rig. It gets the job done, but you know, it might be time to let the kids, one of the kids have this one and build a new one before too long. We'll see. Good morning, True. How are you, my friend? Thank you, Ferret, for stuffing the stats in Soup's face. What else were we talking about, dude? Sorry, the paperweight thing. Yeah. Don't listen to Boatman, Oakman, Sandman. Yo, you can't. Well, I like Sandman, but there's no O in there, so that doesn't work. All right. So Pocket Pair wants Pal World on more platforms. Is that a surprise? It shouldn't be a surprise. Shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. You know, as we've moved forward in gaming, even, you know, with just anybody that's in the business of software development, the more platforms your product can be on, the better for you. That's the more potential customers that your product can be in front of and can be purchased by. And Pal World deserves to be there for sure. everybody needs to be able to enjoy Pal World. As far as I'm concerned, Pal World is phenomenal. Even as some of as some edges were fairly brutal. They had some rough edges, man, to begin with on the early access release. There was so much good about that game that everybody was just willing to overlook that, And they've been updating it and fixing a lot of that stuff, which is great. And it's definitely a special title, and everybody deserves to be able to play that game for sure. Yeah, no doubt. Where am I at here? Let's go there. No, my bad. 1 second, guys. You wish, dude. You wish. I'll believe it when I see it. Look, Pokemon has had how long to get their product to something even close to what Pal World has offered. So historically, they've shown us that they're not really willing to evolve very fast. I know you're kind of trolling a little bit, but at the same time, it's actually something important to talk about. A lot of people are like, well, Pal World's amazing because they've given us what Pokemon should have given us a long time ago, And wait. What was... Wait for the PS5 Pro. Oh, yeah. Quick read of that just implies it's just started to catch up to PC abilities. Yeah. That's not even official though, is it? They don't even have official PS5 Pro. See, that's like, I think that's still speculation. We don't have anything official out of Sony yet about what the PS5 Pro is definitively going to be. It's probably roundabouts though. So, I do think that, one of the reasons Pal World is so well received is because it gives people what Pokemon has failed to do for such a long time. And what leads us to believe that they're going to change now? The only thing that leads me to believe they'll change and get better moving forward and give us a more immersive experience regarding something closer to what Pal World has done is because of Pal World. That's it. Yeah, exactly, Ferret. Thanks. Yeah. We talked about that yesterday. Got some good titles coming to PS Plus, actually. They need to, considering the end of last year, like the last 4 or 5 months of last year was just balls for PS Plus. It was terrible. They need to redeem themselves for their customers. Yeah, we've got the Video Game Hall of Fame stuff up. PS Plus has too much garbage. Soup, I think you're going to think that any subscription service has too much garbage. Yo, this is Soup's outfit right here. Stellar Blade's Thirst Trap outfit will make your game harder. Yo, what up, Pinky? Yeah. No, he's already started his kitchen up. He was telling me he was getting an Xbox refrigerator, and then I sent him this the other day in the Discord, and I was like, "Here, bro, this'll be good for your your kitchen that you're starting that's Xbox themed." I got him this one too. The Xbox Series S toaster, baby. Look at this bad boy. So I was like, here, you can get this toaster to go along with your refrigerator. He's getting a whole Xbox themed kitchen. He's got to get in the fridge. He told me all about it, dude. So I'm getting him hooked up. Don't be shy. Don't act like you don't love it, dude. Okay? Generally dislike all subscriptions. I think that I haven't really used much subscription service yet either. I've dabbled in it a little bit. It personally for me, I think it's harder for a lot of us traditional gamers to buy into the notion of subscription services anyways for video games. I'm more apt to buy into a subscription service to try games that I don't necessarily care to own. Games that I'm kind of wishy-washy on, but I still want to try. That's where I'm more apt to dive into a subscription service on. But I don't, anytime I've had Game Pass, I've only bought into like a month at a time. I'm never buying into multiple months of it, I think that it can be very good for some people. It just depends on everybody's own particular respective situation. But as I talk about with subscriptions all the time, and in any form of entertainment, it can be for TV shows or movies or video games or whatever. If you're buying into it and you're not spending enough time in there, you're just wasting money, right? So, I don't know. You have to make sure that you're getting your time's worth out of it. And to be brutally honest, most of the games that I know I want to play, I'm going to just buy them, That's the way I feel about most of my titles. I'm occasionally going to be wrong about a title here and there too. So there are going to be the occasional title that I'm like, man, I wish I would have just played that on a subscription service. Most of the time, I'm pretty spot on though. I usually feel pretty good about my purchases. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I know there are other people that enjoy the subscription services a lot, and for different reasons, and I respect that. Personally, that's where I'm at with it, and that could change for me moving forward. Just depends. Stellar Blade, 12-year-olds for soup. Soup's about to get riled up, bro. Pinky, how's your week been, dude? 19. Alan Wake 2. That was actually the first thing that came to mind. Like, dude, I wish I wouldn't have bought that game. I wish I wouldn't have bought Alan Wake 2. I was pretty sure that it was going to be a good game, though. Ratings were good. I was playing it a little bit late. Ratings were very good on it. Alan Wake 1 was very good. I had a process in my mind that I had gone through, that I go through with most games. That one had ticked a lot of boxes that made me believe that I was going to enjoy that experience, and I was totally wrong. It was bad. It was bad. You're just trying to get me riled up. Stop it. You've never even played Alan Wake 1. You don't even know what Alan Wake 1 is. Hogwarts. This is the thing that's bad. Yeah, so Hogwarts is a regret. Scorn is a regret. So there are a number. Yeah. The most recent one is Alan Wake 2. So Hogwarts Legacy, the difference between something like Hogwarts Legacy and Alan Wake 2 and Scorn, Hogwarts Legacy I think was actually a pretty decent game. It just performed like crap on the one platform that I had it on, unfortunately. But what that did was teach me a lesson. I took a chance on that one. Because I had never played a game coming out of that developer, and that was lesson learned there. I won't buy a game on release or pre-order from them again, and that's sometimes just the process that has to happen for me. Oh my God, have you seen what it looks like on the Switch? Jesus Christ. Scorn playthrough 2 win. Whenever we get pictures of the Xbox kitchen from Soup, his own verified Xbox themed, fully decked out kitchen, then we get Scorn playthrough 2. I don't think that Hogwarts Legacy was the game that everybody hyped it up to be. I don't think it was the game that everybody, you know, I think the thing about Hogwarts Legacy was that universe is just such a big deal for so many people that everybody was just jacked out of their minds about it. They missed a lot of stuff in that game. Even aside from the PC port being terrible, there was just like, how do you not put Quidditch in that game? You know what I mean? Like, give me a break. There was a lot of stuff they missed in that game too. But the content was decent. It was definitely not the game they hyped it up to be. And it's not the game that a lot of people hyped it up to be just because they're flipping Harry Potter fans. I will absolutely agree with that. I want to see some OA Destiny 2 gameplay. I'd take off for that. God, I know you've been asking for that for a long time. It's just so hard to want to commit to that when I know what the Destiny 2 grind is going to be, what it takes, what it's like. I know that it's easier, especially if you were to like take me through it and the leveling up process. You can like kind of get me through that pretty quick and everything. But it's still going to be one of those games that's just a grind fest, and I don't have the want to commit to that game in that kind of process. Well, I mean, the problem being I don't have a ton of time off stream to play, you know? Usually if I'm off stream playing games, I'm playing like games with my kids and stuff, you know? So that's the thing that's rough. Because I sit here and play games all day long, and that's why I play games when I do, is because it matches up with my other life, you know, my alternate life schedule. You know what I mean? So I know, dude. I know you want some Destiny 2 content. I'm sorry. Play gambling on stream? Nah, I'm good. Real life always getting in the way. God dang it! I know. Leveling instead of news. No. I like doing the news. You're not taking this away from me just because you don't like the news. Dang it. We talked about this yesterday. Jesus Christ. Disney Dreamlight Valley devs announced a survival game, life sim action RPG based on Dungeons and Dragons. The funny thing is, I didn't even used to do the news. When I first started streaming, for the majority of like the first year I started streaming, I didn't do the news. But it's something I found myself gravitating towards, and then I started doing it because I enjoyed it. Because I like staying current on the industry. And I'm not always real prepared to start playing games right away. Because I wake up, I get ready, I start streaming, you know. I wasn't always really ready to just hop right into playing games. And the doing the news thing gave me kind of an opportunity to just like chill and chat with you guys and talk video games and give me a bit of a buffer to wake up before I start playing games and stuff, which I enjoy. It's my process, man, you know. Kind of wild. Let's see what this D&D game is out of the Disney Dreamlight Valley devs. Blech. Disney, dude. Oh, yo, check this out. By the way, I saw this morning. Sons of the Force is on sale for $22.50 right now. We're going to be playing that probably around May time. Actually, dude, wait. I need to talk to you, Pinky. I got to talk to you, dude. So I just found out that our playthrough of this is going to have to get delayed. Myself and you, and I think Murdoch has said that Murdoch wants to play this with us. We had planned on the beginning of May. Dude, I got to make a trip home. I have to make a trip home to see my parents. And it's going to have to happen right around the second week of May, which is when we had this planned. Yeah, unfortunately. So we need to discuss when might be another good time to play Sons of the Forest, dog. So this is when I had it slated for. But if we were going to do it right, so I think what I'm going to do is just play Rest of the Wicked, because I'm probably going to be hitting another vacation, unfortunately, for the stream's sake, around this time frame right here. Probably from this date, probably through around here or so, for about a week. I've got to get home and help my parents with some stuff. And it's a bit of a trip. It's about an 8 to 9 hour drive, and they've got I haven't seen them in a little bit. They need some help with some things. I need to get home and help out my parents, and so we probably need to delay Sons of the Forest. Yeah. I just need to know when, because I mean, any of this stuff like June, July, August, anytime in there, Gotham Knights 80% off. They should just give that game away. Bro, sorry, too soon. Yeah, just let me know what works for you, brother, and I can do it anytime in June, July, or August, dog. June, July, or August, anytime. Yo, random mode time. Ooh! Monka laugh, dude. Let's go. Twitch RPG and Monka laugh. Let's go, guys. Try to get your random motes in there. So, what I'll be looking to do is just find out from you. Nice, Pinky. Explain. I love it, bro. Isn't that one of the new ones you just put in? I think that's one of the new ones, isn't it? That's funny, dude. Yo, nice, Ferret. I like that one. Oh, has it been there for a while? We just don't ever use it, huh? Seems like there was another one that got put in that was like similar to that one that you did recently, though. Let me know. Let me know what works best for you between June, July, and August, dog, and we'll get the playthrough done. Okay? Me, you, and Murdoch. And anybody else that wants to, by the way, that we can fit into a playthrough. How many players is yo, what? Oh, nice, true. Fantastic. Sons of the Forest, how many players is this one? Is it still just 4? That's closer, I think. I think that the game's actually in a much more stable place and performance-wise than it ever was before. So, it doesn't say. Yeah, recent reviews have gone up quite a bit across all platforms. That's what I'm saying. Recent reviews are much better. That's a much more acceptable price tag as far as I'm concerned for something like that never should have gotten released when it did. I need to pull this up. Let's see how many players can play Sons of the Forest. We need to know that. I have. Soup. Yep. Let's take a look at this. Up to 8 players. Interesting. Okay. So, anybody... What are you pulling to laugh out loud? What's that about? So we can get up to 8 people in here in a playthrough. So anybody that's interested, here's the thing. This is going to have to get pushed back. We just need to know that right now. Let me, Sons of the Forest was originally slated for May. That was going to be a good time frame for Pinky. But I've had some conflicting stuff. I got to get home and see my family. No. True, you're totally in. We've got 7 slots. Here's the thing. For me, and the way that I address this is every time, all the time. Long-time subs, long-time community members. So this is basically the tier list. mods, longtime subs, VIPs, and then longtime community members will always get preference to play games with me, with us, if there's a multiplayer playthrough. You don't need to worry about being nice and giving and being like, oh, I'd like to play, but somebody else can have that. I appreciate that. It's very, very kind of you. But the work you do around here of being a mod is you deserve to have preference in getting in and playing these games with me. So that's why I do it like that, you know. So yeah, so it's eight. So myself and 7 other people, there's plenty of room. Don't even worry about that. But just know moving forward, that's always going to be the case, right? People that do work around here, people that have been very generous and being subscribing for a long time, gifting subs, things like that. And there's going to be a preference tier for who gets in to play games and everything, you know. What are you talking about Poland stuff for? What's going on, Soup? Oh, you talking about the raw corn? Well, what's the Poland thing, dude? What's that about? So yeah, raw corn eating ASMR. This is the 3rd year of that. So you're behind the curve here, Soup. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, I know that, True, and I appreciate that. I know you're so generous and kind and stuff, but you're always going to get preference being a mod and everything, you know. Your brain is ooga ooga. Poland sounds funny. What the crap, dude? Jesus. Pinky, dude. Yeah, fair. I think the so Pinky, let me know what your schedule's like, when the best date might be to start doing a playthrough of Sons of the Forest between June and August, and I'll get that put into the schedule. I'll get it moved back for whenever works best for you, and I'll let everybody else know that that's when we're planning on doing it, okay? I know a lot of you know, hinges on, because we were always planning on playing this together, so a big deal for me is making sure it's going to fit your schedule too, buddy. Ferret, I don't think that's a terrible price for that game, to be honest. It's the content I think is going to be really, really good. Not a bad price. I think content's going to be good. I just am not going to pay anywhere near AAA price tag for a game like that they don't deserve, because they released it and baited a bunch of people into buying an unfinished product. You know what I mean? I know you feel the same way about stuff. What else do we have in here? Yeah, fair. I remember that with the shield stuff. Yeah. Just kick me if there's not enough slots. Yeah. Helldivers 2 first. I would probably do that too. I think they deserve more support than Respawn does. I think Arrowhead deserves more support right now than Respawn does, so I don't think that's a bad play. And dude, Helldivers 2 is supposed to be really fun, dude. It's supposed to be really fun. See what else we got here. Sorry, I had to catch up on some of the chat stuff. Just don't look at funds, it's fine yet. Not the only one looking at funds. Right, yeah. Yeah, Ferret and I have a different kind of situation than Pinky does. Oh, man. World of Dragons Dogma 2 showing off in a new video. Let's take a look at that. We were talking about this yesterday. MLB The Show 24. We'll take a quick peek at the release date for that. Sonic and Angry Birds are crossing over into 5 mobile games for the next week. Yeah, could have seen this coming a long time ago. So Sega bought, who is it? Is it Rovio? What's the name of the company that owns Angry, or is the company behind Angry Birds? Rovio? Is that the name of them? Sonic bought, or not Sonic, but Sega bought them last year. And we knew that there were going to be like collaborations coming and things like that. Yeah, Rovio. I think that's the name. Yeah. Roll stealth check and it's fine. Yeah, that stealth check is high though, bro. We're talking like a 25 on a D20, dog. Oh man. So we knew this kind of stuff was be coming from Sega. Graphics free adventure game, The Veil, now available on PS5. Okay. Yo, you'll be able to play a game on your paperweight, Soup. We got all this other stuff up on passing, so we'll touch on all this. Yeah. Yeah, rolls nat 20, still fails. Crit success, still fails, dude. Yeah. Steam Spring Sale recommendations, 5 best games under $5. Let's go. Is this what's going on? The Steam Sale, the Spring Sale is live. Nice, dude. Nice, yeah. Cool. Lots of games to be had. Yeah, yep. I didn't even realize that's what was happening. See you stars. Yo, this game's getting a multiplayer mode. That's kind of wild. We talked about this yesterday. A co-op mode for Sea of Stars. That could be in our future here for the stream. Oh, that's, yeah, I mean, super easy, right, Pinky? Yeah. Oh, that's weird, Ferret. Interesting. Yeah, the Lego games, almost all of those are really good, right? There's gonna be a lot of good sales here probably, so don't forget to go take a look at the spring sale on Steam as well, and we got an article up. We'll talk about that. Don't forget also that new free games on Epic, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, really good free game right there, and then The Bridge also, 2 free games right now on Epic. Okay, guys. We've already looked at the Overwatch Cowboy Bebop collab. I'm going to take another look at that. Wait, what? Sea of Stars is an indie game. It won Game of the Year for like every award show last year, especially the ones that matter, like the DICE Awards and Golden Joystick Awards. It won Indie Game of the Year last year, right? Yep. Yeah, it swept indie awards last year. Yep. This is a weird. I'm kind of weirded out here. So Embracer suggests that Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake isn't coming out for over a year. Now let me bring up something that we touched on here recently from the YouTube channel, guys. This is kind of weird. We've been getting information about Embracer reportedly selling Saber. Take a look at that link. We touched on an article not too long ago, beginning of the month, where Embracer was potentially selling Saber, their subsidiary, along with the Knights of the Old Republic remake rights. Now, it's not done yet, but what we found was that there was talk that this was happening to some private investors. and that Saber was actually getting out from under Embracer, crazy enough, and taking the Knights of the Old Republic remake rights with them. So now I'm kind of weirded out about what Embracer's saying here. So we need to take a look at this. More Game Pass games added this week. I think we've already talked about these, though. I don't think it's worth diving into these. Oh, Control Ultimate Edition, dude. Yeah, I don't think we have touched on these. Let's talk about those. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, Pinky. We'll see what the article has to say. Soup, I'll reiterate what I say every time you say that. You can take all the letters. You could take every single letter out of the title of Game Pass. It would still be better than PS Plus with capital letters. You can call it Game Ass all you want. PS Plus will never match up. Because they'll never release their proprietary first-party games day one. They'll never be the same kind of subscription service until they do that. Ever. It's just a fact. You got foam stars? You got baited. Yeah, Ferret. Bro, I am so tired of Elon Musk. Jesus Christ. Looks like Star Wars Outlaws, when released, will be coming to GeForce Now. One more page and we'll dive into all these articles, guys. See what we got here. We already got this up. Skur Ritual will be released on April 18th. See what this is? I'm not familiar with that, I don't think. Respawn hit with layoffs. We're talking about one of the biggest developers under EA. Most lucrative developers under EA. Even though I talk trash about them all the time because they have baited a lot of Star Wars fans into buying unfinished products with the Jedi series. And now they're the next in a long line of 2024 studios to be laying off employees. Jesus. Oh, nice, Pinky. God, that hurts. Jesus. That was brutal. That was brutal, dog. God dang. That's some dark humor, dog. Jesus Christ. Bro. God dang it. Jesus. God dang. Is Dragon's Dogma 2 cross-platform? Let's take a look. The reason it matters is because of the pawn system. It's a single-player game. The pawn system is a multiplayer implementation. Fallout 76 is about to get season passes. I'll just stay away from that. Whatever. Star Wars Battlefront's disastrous re-release reveals an even bigger problem? What? Let's see what that's about. We talked about this yesterday. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Dude, I think this is probably the best thing that Ubi has done in quite some time. And they've got like 3 free DLC updates coming out this year, with I think 1 paid one coming at the end of the year. I think they did a good job with this. but it's been a long time since they did something of this caliber, I think. Of this quality. Steam game free for a limited time. Looks like the Saber COO. Okay, this is going to go along. So this is another thing that coincides with what we heard, you know, earlier in the month about Saber getting sold. Saber COO confirms development status of 3 games after Embracer sale raises doubts. Interesting. Let's put these together. All right. Lots of articles. We ready? I really need more coffee, but we're just going to plow through here. All right, let's do this. Let's go. Skirt Ritual will be released on April 18th. All right. I don't know that I've seen much about this, if anything. Wells Interactive confirmed today that Skirt Ritual, a round-based horror shooter reminiscent of old-school Call of Duty Zombies, will be released globally on April 18th. Set in the same universe as the innovative and chilling horror game made of Skirt, Skirt Ritual offers players... Wait, I think I have seen this. Offers players an action-packed, heart-pounding experience that will see them contend with monsters, dark forces, and bloodthirsty mutants in a desperate fight to survive for as long as possible. It's ritual time. Skirt Ritual is a fantastic round-based survival game boasting traditional features that fit the genre, fused with unique weapons, intense powers, and more enemies to slaughter than you can shake a stick at. I've had an opportunity to play the game and can honestly confirm it's as good as it sounds. When Modern Warfare 3 was released and its Call of Duty Zombies offering was devoid of any traditional round-based modes, urged fans of the franchise to keep an eye out for Skirt Ritual, now being released on April 18th. Let's take a look at this. Hold on, music. Maybe this isn't the one I saw.
There is still so much to do. You cannot let it end this way.
I mean, it looks like it was made in 2010, dude. That doesn't mean the gameplay will be bad. It's just weird.
She must be stopped. Mother has sent what she calls the Quiet Ones to stop you. But you cannot allow them to. You mustn't. The only way to stop them is to kill them first. On your feet, soldier. She is trying to use the radio transmitter to broadcast her message. She calls it her siren song. People hear it and they fall under her spell. I must warn you, it is not only the Quiet Ones that she controls. She has been experimenting, creating monsters. Stop the broadcast, and you can silence.
Can we see
her
gameplay, please?
forever. Go now.
Interesting. take on all comers alone or with friends. Customize your character, take down grisly bosses, navigate the macabre, haunting maps, all while sitting firmly on the edge of your seat. It's effectively a graduation for the early access version that has existed on PC for some time. As the game hits its 1.0 version, a massive update overhauls much of what exists, even a nice narrative to play through, adding more weight to an already impressive game. Releases in full on April 18th. Early access is already available, but it is on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Let me see this. If you need this link here, I want to pull it up on Steam too. Yeah, I know, Pinky. That always drives me nuts too, dude. But let me pull this up on Steam. Mostly positive, 78%. Recent, 86% positive. Okay. There's a look at some of the HUD stuff. Pay attention when it full releases and see what people are saying. It's got of course, DLC stuff, bunch of DLC stuff, $32 worth of DLC content for the game. Yeah, I don't know what to really feel about that one, but there's a link for the Steam page if you want to look into more of it. You know. Apex Legends developer Respawn hit with layoffs. I have mixed feelings about Respawn. I think Apex Legends is a banger of a game. It's a free-to-play game. It's very lucrative for Respawn as well. I think Titanfall 2 is also an amazing game. I think that they have baited way too many people into buying unfinished products with the Jedi series. The Jedi series, both the Jedi games were released unfinished and terrible on all platforms. And I'm not a fan of developers doing that. It feels disgusting. And Respawn has really been pissing me off by doing stuff like that. So I've been advising people to stay away from their products on release. Don't pre-order. I think their content's solid in the Jedi game, but you can't experience good content if the games, performance-wise, are trash. That's all there is to it. And they bait people into playing these games, buying these games, and playing these games on release because they say Star Wars on them, and that sucks. It's a tried and true thing that a lot of these companies have been doing for a long time, and it's terrible. It took them around a year to even get Jedi Survivor even playable, pretty finally. So the state it probably should have been in on release took them about a year, and they greenlit the third one before the second one was even fixed. That's disgusting to see and hear, man. And so, outside of that fact, the thing that's weird here is Respawn is one of the biggest subsidiaries development-wise under Electronic Arts, right? And they make a ton of money. They've had many good products. Again, even Apex Legends being a free game makes a lot of money every year. Look it up. It's a ton of money. And they're dealing with layoffs as well. I don't know what to think. I keep expressing these sentiments every time we come across these layoffs in the industry where it doesn't make sense. We've got these massive companies doing very well. Insomniac, layoffs. Respawn, layoffs. PlayStation laying off tons of people. Sony and PlayStation. And they're announcing that they've had, another record-breaking year. I mean, what gives, dude? It doesn't compute. It doesn't calculate. It doesn't make sense. Obviously there are going to be, every single year, there are going to be companies that fall off, that have layoffs, that shutter, that close down because they have not produced a product that has been able to produce profit revenue for them to be able to move forward as a business. That's the way business works. But this is not the situation for most of these companies in the industry. A lot of these companies are still very profitable. They've had record-breaking years again, but they're firing a huge chunk of their workforce. And I think that this is another occasion of something that's very hard to swallow, even with Respawn, even a developer I'm not real thrilled with, that has made a lot of money and they're laying off people still. It doesn't make a lot of sense, man. But here we are. A lot of people want to try to attribute this to, the hiring bloat that happened during the pandemic. And I don't think that's it. I do not think that's it. I think there's been a lot of bad business decisions across the industry from big businesses and stuff that plays a big part in it. And I don't know what else is happening here. I think AI is playing a part in this from a lot of the bigger companies. I think AI has something to do with it. Nobody wants to really talk about that, but I do. Respawn Entertainment, the developers behind Apex Legends, Titanfall, and the Star Wars Jedi series, has been hit with layoffs. Layoffs come as part of the recent EA announcement that it was laying off 5% of its workforce. The Apex team was hit with layoffs today. Level design Aaron Strump said on Twitter, "It sucks seeing some of the people I've worked with for almost 3 years now let go. Hopefully they land on their feet sooner rather than later." One of those people let go was Apex Legends global social media lead Alex Ackerman. Quote, "After 20 seasons of Apex and 5 years at Respawn, nearly to the day, my job has been made redundant and I have been laid off," she said. "Working on this game and supporting this community has truly been the honor of my career and a highlight of my life." Build engineer Tyler Owens added that he's completely gutted by the most recent layoffs at the studio. As of writing, it's unclear how many people were let go from Respawn as part of the EA layoffs. Insider Gaming has reached out to the studio for comment and will update the story should a response be received. In addition to the layoffs, the first-person Mandalorian game from the studio was also canceled as part of EA's restructuring. Yeah, I've got an article, I'll link that in chat in a second, that talks about that situation. But this... none of this really makes sense. I just, it's hard for me to wrap my head around exactly what's going on here. And it's terrible to have to read this stuff almost day in and day out for our video gaming news segments. The thing that's crazy is last year felt insanely bad. As good of a year as it was for game releases, it was totally overshadowed by the amount of layoffs that were happening in the industry. And it was somewhere around 10,500, give or take a little bit there, of layoffs in the industry. This year, we are quickly already approaching, in 3 months of 2024, that total number we had last year, which means that we are going to obliterate the number of layoffs we had last year. Now, the thing that everybody's tracking, and I've said this before, and I'm interested in this as well, the thing that everybody's tracking is layoffs. I never see any kind of tracking numbers on hires either. And I want to know how much of the layoffs are being offset by new hires and stuff. I don't think it's going to be evening things out, not even close. But I do think that that's something that we have to take into consideration. We can't just go, well, there's been a mass amount of layoffs and not consider how many hirings have been going on in the industry either. That's not fair. So I think that's something we have to take into consideration. I would like to see some tracking on that side, but I never see anything on that. So I don't know. We'll have to try and pay attention moving forward. The article I have about the Mandalorian thing, title being shut down, will be right here. I'll post this in chat so you guys can take a look. There you go. Take a look. That'll give you the info you need about Mandalorian getting shut down, along with other EA layoffs. Good times. Since we're on the topic of layoffs, let's do this. Jeff Keighley. I'd had my fill of Jeff Keighley by last year's, as many other people had as well. By last year's Game Awards, it was very, very apparent Jeff Keighley had become an industry puppet. He was just somebody that was being controlled by all of these large industry friends of his, that he is in their pocket. He used to be somebody that you could at least rely on to call out some of the more abhorrent things that were happening in the industry, things that needed to be called out, and that's not what we get from Jeff anymore. And it feels bad. It feels bad. It felt like we had somebody that had a platform here that was willing to speak out about the bad side of the industry. And obviously, after last year's Game Awards, that is gone. Jeff Keighley is obviously a puppet. He is his shows are just a ruse. The Game Awards are absolutely a ruse. It's just an industry sham. You know, there's only one award from the Game Awards that's actually voted on and awarded by the public vote. Everybody can vote on the awards, but 90% of the weight for all the other awards from the Game Awards that he hosts are actually divvied out by a panel of his industry experts that decide who gets the award. So while they let people vote, your vote doesn't really matter. It's really, really gross. And so, you know, it's just disgusting to have to deal with Jeff. And he caught a lot of flack, as he should have, for not addressing the dark side of what was happening last year in the industry with all the layoffs, right? The only reason I watch the Game Awards anymore, or even Summer Games Fest or anything, is just because, as somebody who is, you know, very, very, I take a deep dive into the gaming industry all the time. Obviously, we do video gaming news every morning and stuff like that. It's important to keep up with, from my perspective, everything that's being announced, and whether it be more information about games we already know that are in development or new announcements, what have you, right? And it's because it is so industry driven, right? His shows, we get a lot of that kind of information. That's literally the only reason I watch it anymore. Seeing and listening to Jeff Keighley anymore makes me want to vomit. He is disgusting. I flippin' hate it. Perfect team up, nice dude, yeah. And funny enough, we get an article this morning where apparently about 4 months too late, about 3 months too late, Jeff has finally decided to address the layoffs in the industry on his social media account, I think. And from what I understand already from some of my community members here, it felt very, very generic. Yeah, so let's take a dive in here and see this. Jeff Keighley finally addresses layoffs in the industry, and here's why it got mixed reactions from the community. Calculated or heartfelt? Jeff Keighley, the unofficial face of gaming, for many, not me, has finally addressed the layoffs that have struck the video game industry lately. After months of criticism from fans about Keighley ignoring such a major issue, he has spoken about it, but many feel it was a calculated move rather than a heartfelt choice. Layoffs across the industry. For those unfamiliar with the situation, the video games industry has seen over 8,000 layoffs till date in 2024 alone. Yes. Like I was just speaking about in our previous article, we are already hitting this type of number right now in this year alone. We're not even 3 months, we're 2.5 months through this year. Whereas last year, it was incredible the number of layoffs that we had seen, and it was around 10,500 in total. We're about to surpass this in 3 months. It's a terrible look. There was even a protest that took place at the Game Awards in December of last year, right outside Peacock Theater, the venue for the award show. A lot of gamers were unhappy with Keighley as he did not address the issue during the show. As we noted above, the layoffs continued even after the event. While many developers and media personalities have spoken up about the issue, Keighley has not addressed it at all. I've spent a bit of time with Amir over the last few months, and I'm impressed with the consecutive actions he's volunteered to help developers. I've signed up to offer my time to mentor job seekers if I can help. If you work in games, visit the site and resources. Jeff Keighley. That's it. That's what we get. Kermit was less of a puppet that day. Agreed, true. Very well played. Very well played. And you're absolutely right. Recently, PlayStation layoffs were announced, which affected over 900 employees at a time when developers were expressing their support to those who got laid off and were raising their voices against these executive decisions. Keighley took to Twitter to talk about a scent machine at possibly the worst time. Jeff Keighley finally addresses industry layoffs. Now, weeks later, Keighley has finally tweeted about the layoffs. On March 12th, he posted referring to the layoffs as a heartbreaking time in the gaming industry. It was followed up by signal boosting Amir Satvat, who has created a directory of more than 6,800 job candidates and over 2,100 mentions and more. Interestingly, as highlighted by Kotaku, Keighley announced information about Summer Games Fest 2024 the very next day. How convenient. How very convenient. While some have applauded Keighley for finally speaking about this, get your noses out of his ass. There are also fans who believe that Keighley addressed the issue in the most diplomatic manner. Fans claim that it's likely intended to keep troubles away before announcing Summer Games Fest 2024 details. Absolutely. Absolutely it was. As mentioned at the start of this article, Jeff Keighley has often represented the video games industry. There's a certain sense of responsibility that comes attached to having that level of recognition in the gaming industry. IGN India believes that Keighley's mellow mention of layoffs followed after the long silence is frankly a bit too disappointing. I absolutely agree. Reactions to Jeff Keighley. However, social media is split in its reaction to these events. Here are some of the positive and negative fan reactions on Keighley's tweet. Well, you failed to mention it during any of your shows last year. Even the Oscars would take time to acknowledge writer strikes. Why don't you use your power as a host to do some real good in the industry? Less trailers, more discussion, celebration of the creators, please. There's obviously the reason behind why he won't do this is because he has been bought. He sold out. He sold out. He's in the pocket of all these big industry leaders, dude. That's all there is to it. And he's too afraid to say anything. Statement from yesterday makes a lot more sense now. Evan Olmstead, 13 months to say something about this crazy time in our industry. I hope you'll use your voice and platform sooner rather than later. It's too late. It's too late. Thanks, Jeff. Really? Took your time, but this is cool? No, it's not. It's not cool. It's too late. He had his chance. He had plenty of time. He missed. And now everybody knows who Jeff Keighley is. Can't help but think this is an advert and not you highlighting the layoffs. Absolutely. Yeah, this is terrible. This is terrible. How disgusting, dude. I mean, I've got other articles up on our YouTube page about how absolutely disgusted I've been with Jeff Keighley, and as somebody who's very passionate about the gaming industry as a whole, and I'm always trying to promote a healthier environment for all of us as gaming enthusiasts and consumers, you know, and where I felt like Jeff Keighley used to be somebody that we could rely on to at least point out some of the faults happening in the industry as a whole. It's gone. He has failed us. Somebody that had made a name for themselves as potentially one of us at points in the past is not one of us anymore. He is one of them. And it feels terrible. Here's his tweet. Also, if you want to take a look at it, all right? I'll link all this stuff to you guys. It'll be in the Discord, all right? Not one of us, dude. Yeah, not one of us. Disgusting. It pisses me off so bad if you couldn't tell. It feels so terrible. The thing that's bad about it, this is the thing that's bad about it. It takes people being willing to stand up. People that have a platform being willing to stand up and advocate for change. Advocate for a better world, you know? And it felt like that's what Jeff was for a while. He was trying, it felt like. But now it feels like he's just a puppet. Feels like he's sold out. And that sucks. Is Dragon's Dogma 2 cross-platform? Here's the thing. This is not a multiplayer game, but it has multiplayer. It has online incorporation to it. Your pawns that you create can be used by other people in their playthroughs and stuff like that, which is why cross-platform would be a thing. The gaming industry is becoming more interconnected, with previously exclusive titles moving to other platforms. Easier than ever to see that gaming will become more open and accessible to all. That's why so many games now offer cross-platform support in some way, shape, or form, but is Dragon's Dogma 2 cross-platform? Well, as being able to play on other... If you own... This is what sucks. This is one of the things that drives me nuts about the gaming industry, too. You know, because cross-platform also would mean that, like, you know, if you owned this on PC but you wanted to play it on a console or whatever, that your progress would just continue where you left off if you went to play it on your console rather than your PC, or vice versa, whatever. Are we ever going to get to a point where, and I mean, I'll be fair, I think that Xbox is pushing us closer to the potential of this happening, but when are we going to get to the point where if you buy a game, you have it? It doesn't matter what platform it's on. This whole, like, double, triple dip bullcrap, dude's got to stop. You know? I understand why it happens. And I know that it's a huge dream for me. But how gross does it feel? You know? That if you own multiple gaming platforms and you buy a game, you can't play it on all those platforms. You have to buy it separately for each one. How disgusting is that? I mean, that's so stupid. It feels so ridiculous when you really break it down to its core of what's happening. It's so disgusting. It's really, really dumb. I own that game. Why should I not be? If that game's on multiple platforms, why should I not own that game on every platform that I own? Right? It's really dumb. Yeah, he definitely felt this. And it does. It feels like he came out and said something the day before he announced the Summer Games Fest stuff, just to gain some more traction and everything too. Yeah, exactly. True. Exactly. Yep. That's exactly why it won't happen. Cross-platform play, or the ability to play on multiple systems with the same save file, is becoming more commonplace. Many households own both a gaming PC and console in the living room, and the ability to switch between both makes it easier than ever to retain players. Dragon's Dogma 2 does not feature cross-platform play. Dragon's Dogma 2 is a single-player title with no online components to speak of. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true at all. I don't like this article. It does have online components. They need to do their research here. Brandon Morgan. Bad article, Brandon. I'm getting rid of that. I'm not leaving that in. I think that's misinformation. I don't like it. It is not a multiplayer game, but to say it has no multiplayer or online functionality is wrong. It absolutely does. It absolutely has online functionality. With the pawn system, it does. Brandon Morgan, get your facts straight. All right, here we go, guys. Classic Star Wars games deserve better. Let's go ahead and just get all this Star Wars stuff going, okay? All right, let's see what we got. Star Wars is one of the few series that has managed to flourish in video games over the decades, releasing dozens of beloved and often influential games. As it turns out, Star Wars is also one of the rare series that has been able to re-release a lot of its games for modern systems, and in recent years that's fallen to mostly one company, Aspyr. One of the most acclaimed Star Wars games of all times comes back Thursday with the launch of Aspyr's Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, but by all accounts, it's a mess. It's disappointing, but more importantly, it highlights a stark trend that Aspyr simply isn't giving the franchise the due it deserves. If you guys don't know, Aspyr is the company under Embracer that originally had been given the go-ahead to do the Knights of the Old Republic remake. And it got yoinked away from them because they were botching it so very badly, apparently. And that's why Saber has it now. Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection has been besieged by negative reviews on Steam, Reddit threads full of complaints, and clearly disappointing launch. Multiple Steam and social media users have claimed that the game only had 3 servers available at launch for nearly 10,000 users trying to play. Even as things have increased across launch day, countless players on Reddit have reported major issues connecting to matches, joining matches, and instantly being booted, and more. Even in our own experience, the first 4 matches were joined instantly disconnected, and our 5th crashed the entire game on PS5. Gotta love it. Multiplayer and connection issues can, of course, be ironed out, but the Battlefront Collection's problems run deeper than that. Massive Reddit thread of bug reports has been made, with players reporting missing textures on maps like Hoth, visual glitches that weren't present in the original games, no option to invert aiming controls, missing cutscenes in story mode, and much more. Jesus Christ. There are even some core design issues. The UI has been altered and arguably doesn't work as well as the original game. Shooting controls sometimes feel overly sensitive. Hesitate to call the collection disastrous, but it's close. This disappointing launch would be one thing in a vacuum by itself, but it looks even worse when propped up against other Star Wars games Aspyr has bungled. Yeah, they haven't done a great job. Quit that. Since 2020, Aspyr has ported 7 Star Wars games to modern systems, on top of other titles like Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered. That pace of production could have taken its toll on the quality. No matter what, though, it's a pattern of lackluster re-releases that can't go on like this, especially when the games in question are so influential. Can't be overstated how important the Battlefront games were years ago and continue to be. These were some of the first examples of massively multiplayer shooters, and more importantly, a blueprint for how to adapt a mega hit series like Star Wars. For nearly 2 decades, the Battlefront games have had dedicated fan followings that have modded the game extensively. If there was one kind of Star Wars game that Aspyr had to get right, it's this one. This doesn't make sense. It also doesn't instill much confidence in the Knights of the Old Republic remake, which was announced with a trailer in 2021. Hasn't had updates since. That's because Aspyr's not working on it anymore, man. Who are these authors, dude? Do these guys even keep up with gaming industry at all? It's under Saber, man. In a bid for independence, Saber Interactive has purchased the rights to themselves and several other studios in a massive $247 million deal. Saber also confirmed the Knights of the Old Republic remake is coming with it. So why are you even talking about that up here then? At least they had this down here. Hopefully this bodes well for both the remake and any other Star Wars projects Aspyr works on with more development time. And so is Aspyr coming with Saber? Is that what this means? It doesn't explicitly state that, but it almost leads one to believe that. Interesting. We've got more articles to cover here that might cover this, so let's move forward. Some of what I didn't read there was the fact of what Aspyr has botched in the past with other Star Wars games that they've ported and stuff. So take a look if you want, but I didn't read all of it because it just wasn't necessary. It's but you'll get the gist of it. Embracer suggests Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake isn't coming out for over a year. Says a AAA game based on a major license needs some deep love and respect. How is Embracer even talking about this whenever the game's not even going to be theirs to push out anymore? I'm kind of confused here. There's a lot of weird information surrounding this whole situation. Give me one second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so the Knights of the Old Republic remake is reportedly still in development at Saber Interactive, but it doesn't sound like it'll be released in the next 12 months. Yeah, on Thursday, Embracer Group announced plans to sell off a large part of Saber, the group which is home to multiple studios and projects, in a deal that could be worth up to $500 million. We touched on this earlier. Again, I've got a link on my YouTube page where we've already talked about this, and I linked it earlier. While Embracer will retain Aspire Media, so Aspire is staying with Embracer. Studio originally enlisted to make the Knights of the Old Republic remake. The game is going with Saber, according to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, which we'd covered already, who previously reported that the company had taken over development. Right. Nevertheless, when the deal closes and Embracer and Saber part ways, Coder is expected to be a jointly held asset between the two companies. Interesting. That's weird. In today's announcement of the deal, Embracer said it's retained assets, including 2 joint projects with the buyer, including a previously announced AAA game based on a major license. Huh. Yeah, the CEO of Embracer wouldn't comment on what games were specifically being addressed here, but it's pretty... a lot of the information being data mined here is leading us to believe that it is, in fact, Knights of the Old Republic, okay? Yeah, we know about all the problems. Yep. Okay. So that's news. That's what I was getting so confused about. Nobody had been talking about the fact that the Knights of the Old Republic, all we were hearing was that Saber was getting purchased privately out from underneath Embracer, and they were taking Knights of the Old Republic rights with them. Nobody was talking about how it was going to be a joint effort still between Embracer and Saber, even after Saber was bought, which is a weird situation. Saber COO confirms development status of 3 games after Embracer sale raises doubts. So, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, and Jurassic Park Survivor are all still in the works, even after Saber is being sold. So, COO of Saber has confirmed the ongoing development of 3 of its games after its recent sale from Embracer Group led to questions being asked about their status. In a post on X, Tim Willits confirmed that Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, and Jurassic Park Survival are still in development. Yeah. Happy to confirm it. Still excited about these titles. So, officially confirmed earlier today that Embracer has sold off Saber Interactive. Confirmed. Group home to studios 3D Realms, Slipgate Ironworks, and more to a group of private investors for $247 million. Saber will keep studios in Nimble Giant, 3D Realms, Sandbox Strategies, New World Interactive, Slipgate Ironworks, Madhead Games, Fractured Bite, Legendary Collection, and Digic. Embracer will retain Tripwire, Beamdog, Tuxedo Labs, Demiurge, Shiver, Aspire, Battlefront, Snapshot Games, and 34-bit things. So that's the breakdown of everything apparently that is happening right now between this this sale of Saber out from underneath Embracer. That's some good new information for us. And now what we need to find more information about is the sale of Gearbox, because apparently, so for those that don't know, Gearbox, who is notably the makers of the Borderlands games, is owned by Embracer as well. And what did it even list? Okay. So Gearbox is apparently being sold as well, and we haven't gotten any new information on that. They'd been shopping Gearbox for roughly 6 months now. And the word on the video game industry street is that it is happening finally. And we just have yet to get any real details about what's going on there, who's buying, and when this is in fact officially going to take place. So now that we have all the Saber details, I'm guessing the Gearbox details will be coming down pretty soon. I love this song. Steam game is free for a limited time. PC gamers can currently grab a Steam game with very positive reviews for free, but they have to claim it within a limited time frame. Wanba Warriors. Fanatical Spring Sale until March 20th. 2D fighting game with swing-based mechanics and humor. You got to subscribe to Fanatical's newsletter and link a Steam account. So let's look this up real quick. This is what you can get for free if you... It's probably really fun. But this is the game you can get for free. I'll link this for you. All you got to do is read this article. I gave you the gist of what you need to know. Fanatical is a legitimate site. They sell Steam keys, and quite often as a discount, at a discount as what you could find them on Steam itself. And they'll do this kind of thing every once in a while where you can get a free game if you just sign up for their newsletter. But if you want it, there it is. The World of Dragon's Dogma 2 shown off in a new video. Last night, Capcom aired a 7-minute video on Dragon's Dogma 2 that introduced players to the world of the game. Posted on the official YouTube channel, and not only that, it was led by legendary actor Ian McShane of John Wick and Deadwood. Already know a little bit about the world, as the two main locations of Dragon's Dogma 2 are detailed on the official website. Vermund is a kingdom of humanity where the Arisen rules as king, and Batal is a nation of Beastren defined by its own unique culture. Let's watch this. This video may be inappropriate for some users.
Behold,
there's your disclaimer.
A world touched by magic, a symphony of myth and reality, an everlasting saga of hearts set ablaze. Lend me a moment, and I'll tell you a story of a fantastical realm.
I can't wait for this game.
For untold eons, a dragon has plagued the world. Its ominous shadow looms over the lands, a dreadful creature of chaos and
Boy,
awe,
my hockey team got
with tales of its
wrecked
cruelty
last night.
echoing far
Disgusting.
and wide.
Our goalies couldn't stop anything. It was so stupid.
No mortal
We
would dare
outshot
to
the
dream of
crap out of
challenging
them.
the dragon in single combat.
I mean, just
Yet,
obliterated them.
there is
And
one who
our
must.
goalies could not stop anything. It was so dumb.
In a legendary
Just the
tale
most
doomed to
ridiculously
repeat
easy
across the
shots.
ages,
Just going in all the time. It was so
the
stupid.
dragon chooses a worthy champion
I
for
couldn't even
each
finish the game. It
generation,
was so bad.
wrenching
so
the
pissed.
beating heart from their chest
Sorry.
and
I'll shut up.
forging a being known as the Arisen. This hero, marked by fate and burdened by their lost humanity,
Oh, that looks good.
must rise from the trappings of ordinary life and answer the call to take up arms in search of the dragon who stole their heart. But the path of the Arisen is not a solitary journey, for they are granted access to the rift, the thread connecting worlds,
I see you recognize my work, Arisen.
where they can summon mystical beings
Sorry.
from
I'm
parallel
an idiot.
realities. The loyal and hard-working pawns, masters of archery, wielders of potent spells and skilled in the arts of swordplay and melee. The pawns become the Arisen's companions and confidants
I hope you slept well, Master.
as they go forth on their journey together. In pursuit of the beckoning dragon, the Arisen and their pawns set foot across two nations as disparate in terrain as they are in their ways of life. In Vermund, a fertile land cradled by alpine peaks and rolling hills, the fortress city stands as a bastion of prosperity and security. Cascading waterfalls and serpentine rivers flow throughout the countryside, feeding into fruitful farms where a feeling of abundance permeates the fresh air. Just above the capital city, Vernworth Palace rises proudly.
Doesn't feel like all trailers have just like a real stutter
Here,
to them.
the Arisen is traditionally revealed as the sovereign, a monarch crowned by destiny and looked upon as a champion, protecting the land from the dragon's scourge.
God dang, look at that mace she was
Beyond
wielding.
Vermund's
Jesus.
verdant embrace lies Batau, the nation of Beastren, a land of unforgiving deserts. Its shifting sands and jagged canyons require creative thinking to traverse, with gondolas connecting precarious outposts. Here, the Arisen is not an esteemed sovereign, but an outsider. Their pawn companions believed to be a source of grave misfortune. Batau's rulers are not of human lineage, but rather Beastren priestesses who worship the lambent flame. For the Beastren believe its sacred fires shield them from the calamity of the dragon. Meanwhile, outside the reaches of human and Beastren, hidden within the depths of the forest, an ancient sect of elves resides in seclusion, speaking in a tongue known only to them and avoiding contact with other races. On their journey, the Arisen will navigate through conflicts between species and the complexities of culture, faith, and history in each land. The choices the Arisen makes will shape not only their future and that of those with whom they interact, but the future of the world
Dude, that
itself.
cat's hair was awesome.
Monsters.
The Arisen's odyssey is fraught with peril. For the world is home not only to human and Beastren, but to all manner of monsters, hungering
Bro, this game's
to
gonna be
defeat
so-
the
The
hero
first one was
and their
such a
pawns.
banger, man.
Each step of the way is marked with blood and sweat shed in the face of relentless
Yo, lick those
adversity.
lizards, dude.
The harrowing shrieks of harpies reverberate through the mountains and canyons. Resourceful goblins lurk in the shadows, skillfully adapting to the terrain and waiting to ambush in groups. The footsteps of lumbering golems, animated by powerful charms, shake the earth and rattle the Arisen's bones. And when the sun sets,
Up we get. We can expect a busy night.
skeletons, ghosts, and undead rise from their slumber. A single undead, murmuring to itself adrift in memories of its living past, is a haunting sight. But a horde of undead, united in a mindless nocturnal frenzy, is a truly nightmarish test of metal.
That was dope.
And the mightiest
Flamethrower,
foes
go.
are monsters most
Yeah, the
only
dragon
seen
listened to it.
in
You see that?
myths. The Minotaurs trampling hooves. The Medusa with its petrifying gaze. And the Doulahans'
I
ghastly
love
severed
Medusas.
heads will strike fear in even the most stout-hearted. And with every exhilarating encounter, the hero must think creatively. It will take cleverness, as well as courage, to conquer the three heads of the Chimera, slay the soaring griffin, and overpower the bronze giant, Talos. Each victory emboldens the Arisen spirit and prepares them for the inevitable showdown with the indomitable dragon. The culmination of both their destinies. Welcome to Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh my god, man, we're like 7 days away. Next Friday, man. Holy crappers. Man, I am stoked. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Cool, man. Yeah, nice. MLB The Show 24 release date. My bad. MLB The Show 24 release date, game modes, and more. So, releasing on PS4, PS5, Xbox One Series X and S, and Switch again this year. No PC version. Getting a March 19th release date. This means early access will begin on March 15th for those who pre-order. So you can be final beta testers, okay, guys? That said, we also now know about the collector's edition and other editions. So here's the breakdown. You can take a look at all this right here and what you'll get in the different kinds of editions. Oh. The early access stuff has just got to stop, dude. It's so stupid. No year-to-year saves once again. Cross progression and crossplay remain there for all platforms. Custom stadiums and logos will transfer from one game to the next. No PC version once again. Sports games are really bad about not going to PC. NHL games don't go to PC. MLB games don't go to PC. There's a ton of it, dude. It's so stupid. I don't know why. It's been like that forever, though. Download MLB The Show 24 on day one via Game Pass on Xbox consoles. No tech test this year, and the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game will only have a digital release. Talks all about the game modes down here. It's got some videos and stuff. Derek Jeter storyline. Let's go. Women pave their way. Road to the show. That's cool. Franchise mode. Diamond Dynasty. So you can basically gamba your life away on something that will only last until next year. Feels good. Not really, though. New legends in the game. Player ratings. Gameplay. All this stuff. Lots of info here if you're interested in MLB The Show 24, okay? The Veil Shadow of the Crown. Graphics-free adventure game The Veil available now on PS5. Falling Squirrel announced on Friday that The Veil Shadow of the Crown, an adventure game with no graphics, is now available on PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. The Veil was originally released in 2021 and was best known for being a graphics-free adventure game. Prior to its launch on PlayStation and Switch, the game was available for Xbox and PC. Despite having no graphics, The Veil features a star-studded cast of voice actors, including Karen Knox, Samer Salem, and Steve Kumyan. The game was designed to provide a compelling experience for gamers of any kind and was nominated at the Grammy Awards 2021 for innovation and inaccessibility. Take a look at this.
Escort a blind girl 500 miles down a treacherous valley in the wake of an
We're
invading
about to
horde.
find out. I think it's just
Not
all
sure
still
what
images,
reward
probably.
would be worth that.
Pirates.
Coming aboard.
The Shades were fortunate to gain hold over such a creature.
Alice, your weapon. It's on fire.
I know you can use the damn thing. Start swinging, girl.
So it's
In the
just
dark, you shine, Alex.
Every one of us serves the Fae, whether we know it or
not
not.
still images.
I will
There's
not
just
serve
no
them.
real
That is
visuals
why
to
you
take
must
in.
die.
Interesting.
Adriana told me you were coming. A blind princess, doomed to watch her kingdom burn.
If you want the kingdom, you will have to take it from me yourself.
I think it is like a novel-esque kind of gameplay, probably, where choices matter and stuff. But
From one second-born to another, it's not an easy thing.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a
Someone's
visual
shadow.
novel. It's more like a non-visual
I
novel.
like the shadows.
Weirdly enough. That's interesting. Game follows the story of the king's younger sister who finds herself alone in hostile lands following an attack by invading army. Does this... No, what is this? I don't know what that is. I don't think this is it. That's just some bell. Let me pull this up. Yeah, so I mean, these are screenshots of what the game looks like while you play it. It's kind of wild. So you actually, like, it's got some RPG aspects to it, I guess. So you get like equipment. 5+ hours of gameplay. Action adventure with RPG elements. Choose equipment, playstyle, magic abilities, companions, and quests. Emotionally engaging story quality and sound design. Voice performance. Fully blind accessible. Headphones recommended for best experience. So this is like, it's just, there's not a lot of visuals to it. Yeah. It's mostly an audio kind of experience, I think. You know, it's kind of wild. If you want to see more about it, here, check this out. There's your Steam page. Interesting. Steam Spring Sale recommendations. 5 best games under $5. So the Spring Sale is going on. If you haven't seen it yet, you go to the main page of Steam. You can see the Steam Spring Sale is happening through the 21st of March. And there's a ton of games on sale. Like I said, we're going to be playing Sons of the Forest. This is one of the big headliners they're showing on sale right now. It's about, $7.50 off right now. And this is something we're going to be playing probably around June, July, or August. Once we figure it out, we can multiplayer this with up to 8 people. So 7, including myself. And it should be a great time. Pinky and myself played The Forest originally together. It was a great time. We had a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to playing this with Pinky, and I think Murdoch's in already. True, I think, is going to play. Anybody else that wants to play, obviously we give preference in here to certain, moderators, longtime subscribers, supporters of the community, VIPs, and things like that. But always looking to play games with community members, and this is going to be a great experience. So it is on sale if anybody's looking to grab it now. But there's a lot of games on sale. Take a look. War Tales as well. Ooh, War Tales. I've been wanting to try that game out. Get back into this. The 5 best games, according to Insider Gaming, under $5. Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six Siege. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. If you want to get a bit of a taste of what the original game had to offer before Dragon's Dogma 2 drops next Friday, then that is a good buy for sure. I spent 130 hours in this game back in 2016. It's phenomenal. Left 4 Dead 2. Batman Arkham Knight. Absolutely. The entire series is probably on sale, which you can get for probably around $10. Highly recommend. And Fallout New Vegas, which we just finished our gameplay of. Our playthrough of earlier this year. I spent about 170, 180 hours in my playthrough. It was extensive. It was fun. You need to be hyper aware of something, though. Let me tell you something. Fallout New Vegas does not like modern hardware. This is obviously a Steam sale, which means you're going to be playing this on PC. You need to be ready to mod this game for performance. This game, if not modded for performance, will probably have a lot of issues performance-wise, meaning lots of crashes. I played it for about 2 to 3 days beginning with no mods, and it had significant issues. I started having crash after crash after crash until I finally found a really nice guide on Steam, which I still have a link to. If anybody needs it, let me know. And it basically made the game run flawless afterwards. But it does take some time to set up. You need to be prepared to install some mods for this game performance-wise. But it's a banger. It is notably probably the best and renownedly known as the best Fallout game in the entire Fallout series of games. And I highly recommend. It was a lot of fun. But a lot of good games to get right there on sale right now on the Steam sale. All right. Xbox Game Pass week of 2024 adds 4 new great games. Cross console and PC. Looks like we're getting Control Ultimate Edition. No More Heroes 3. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Rehydrated. NBA 2K24. Those are the games coming to Game Pass right now. If you want to watch the trailers, I'll link this to you. There you go. The next Dungeons & Dragons video game revealed. Disney Dreamlight Valley developers announce a survival game, life sim, action RPG, all in one with the same setting as Baldur's Gate 3. Pardon me if I'm not going to be thoroughly excited about the developers that made something like Disney Dreamlight Valley, okay? A big part of that just comes from me not liking Disney, but I'm sorry. Gameloft is teaming up with Dungeons & Dragons, which means basically Gameloft is teaming up with Hasbro to license Dungeons & Dragons. This is a problem. Let me just start by saying that there's a lot of hype around Dungeons & Dragons right now. And this is going to be a premise that I need and would implore people to keep in mind. Just because something is popular or it's a world or a universe that you enjoy doesn't mean it's going to be developed well. Like we just talked about earlier with Respawn. Respawn did a terrible job releasing their Star Wars Jedi games. They were not in a finished state. They baited a ton of people into buying those games on release. It took them forever to get those games into a state that they should have been on release. Felt terrible. You know, Lord of the Rings Gollum last year. You know, just because a company goes, yeah, we're making a game built on a franchise that a lot of people love, does not mean that game's going to be good. You need to be very careful about this. Just because this developer's making a Dungeons & Dragons game does not mean it's going to be good. This immediately is going to get people hyped up because there's a lot of hype around Dungeons & Dragons right now, especially because of Baldur's Gate 3 and how fantastic Larian did with that title. But this is not Larian. Right? And so I think people need to understand that you should be looking at this with a little bit of hesitation. So with that out there, let's take a look at what they're saying here. The developer of Disney Dreamlight Valley is developing a new survival life sim and action RPG hybrid game based on Dungeons & Dragons. On March 14th, Gameloft announced it will partner with Dungeons & Dragons license holders Wizards of the Coast. They're a subsidiary of Hasbro, right? And Hasbro, sorry, to develop a game set in the Forgotten Realms, same world as Baldur's Gate 3. The upcoming project is said to have unique cooperative gameplay, take players on an adventure where the rich lore of this legendary franchise meets real-time survival and a unique campaign of resilience, camaraderie, and danger at nearly every turn. The currently unnamed project appears to be in the early stages, but the studio did share what looks like concept art, which features 3 different characters at a camp looking at a far-off castle and a dragon in a high fantasy setting. May have to wait a little while we find out more about this one, as there's no release window yet. We do, however, know that it's expected to launch on PC and consoles. Okay. Be interesting to see what a Forgotten Realms survival life sim action RPG looks like. Imagine something like Baldur's Gate 3 meets Animal Crossing meets Pal World. Okay. Take Pal World out of there for now. Nice try, I think. Okay. That's also a long shot trying to compare this in theory to something like Baldur's Gate 3, okay? But especially Pal World, like, bro, this doesn't sound like it's going to have anything to do with what Palworld is really. We'll see what comes of this, man. I don't know. I would hinder your expectations, man. It's Dungeons and Dragons, which people love, but just because it's Dungeons and Dragons doesn't mean it's going to be good. We've got to wait and see what they're doing with this. Oh, here's Soup's Jam. Oh, man, we got to save that for the last. No, we don't. We'll go with it now because the nominees for video game Hall of Fame are next, so we'll do that last. But this is Soup's copium right here. Stellar Blade's Thirst Trap outfit will make your game harder. Wait, make your game harder or make your... Never mind. So, bro, they even blurred it out. Are you flipping kidding me? Jesus, we all knew what this game was about in the first place, but Stellar Blade is shaping up to be a dramatically popular title. There are split reasons for that. On one side, you've got the players eager to soak up what looks like a genuinely enjoyable post-apocalyptic action-packed title. On the other, there are the gamers who are desperate to see enhanced butt jiggle physics unfold in real life. Or real time, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, this was always going to be a game that was really first and foremost selling sex appeal. You know, the game's developer Shift Up hasn't been coy about Stellar Blade's protagonist, making it clear why the character Eve looks the way she does. Bruh, padonk-a-donk for days. Recently, the internet blew up following the reveal of an in-game outfit that leaves nothing to the imagination. It's called the skin suit. It's exactly what it sounds like. However, there's a twist wrapped up in this outfit that will present a major threat to any player opting to use it. That's what you get. On social platforms, images of Project Eve wearing the skin suit were circulated like wildfire. There were in-game clips leaked that showed off all kinds of angles. One that gained particular traction was of Eve climbing a ladder in the skin suit, intricately showcasing the attention to detail Shift Up has put into her character model. However, players eager to snap up the skin suit will need to proceed with caution. Recently, Stellar Blade's skin suit description was uncovered, and it seems that it'll make the game much more challenging. Up to you to decide if it's a fair trade. Skin suits are outfits specially crafted by Mother Sphere. Covers the body of the airborne squad member and deploys on its own or expands and contracts depending on the situation. In other words, it's like a living skin. Shield is disabled when you put on the skin suit. Might be a thirst trap like no other, but the skin suit offers no tactical advantage whatsoever. Kind of like weapon engravings. It was already explained that Eve's extensive wardrobe is almost entirely cosmetic, with no outfit offering a statistical advantage over any of the others. But it seems that the most sought-after outfit will offer a clear disadvantage. Oh, man. So much thirst out there, dude. So much thirst. Yeah, exactly, Cash. Yeah. It's so funny, dude. So funny. Oh, Jesus. Here we go, man. Last and absolutely not least, we have the 12 nominated games for Video Game Hall of Fame. Winners will be announced in May. You can see all of them right here. Thirsty? Nice, dude. Happy Friday, dude. What's up? Man, there are a lot of bangers right here. This is really tough. Dude, I mean, Jesus Christ. This is a really, really brutal pick through here. I mean, I think there's 3 winners. Do they pick 3 winners? Is that what it is? I think we'll talk about this in just a moment, but let's read this. The Strong National Museum of Play has announced the 12 games nominated in 2024 for the World Video Game Hall of Fame. Asteroids, Elite, Guitar Hero, Metroid, Myst, Neopets, Resident Evil, Tokimeki Memorial, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Ultima, and You Don't Know Jack. The finalists this year have the honor of competing to be in the 10th class of inductees to the World Video Game Hall of Fame. The Strong's International Center for the History of Electronic Games director John Paul C. Dyson said in a statement, quote, even 10 years in, there's no shortage of deserving contenders that have had enormous influence on pop culture or the game industry itself. These games span decades. Asteroids is an icon of the late 70s arcade. Myst showed the potential of CD-ROM technology in the 90s. Neopets became a staple of browser-based free games as we entered the 2000s. And Guitar Hero, which is less than 20 years old, has already proven its staying power. Public will vote for their favorites on the World Video Game Hall of Fame website, and the top 3, that's what I thought, will be added to a ballot. The other ballots are submitted by the International Selection Advisory Committee, which the Strong Museum said includes journalists and scholars familiar with the history of video games and their roles in society. The public vote is open from March 14th to March 21st. The inductees will be announced on May 9th during an in-person ceremony. Last year, Barbie fashion designer, Computer Space, and The Last of Us and Wii Sports were added to the World Video Game Hall of Fame, beating out games like Age of Empires, Angry Birds, Call of Duty. Yeah, last year I was pretty upset last year. Yo, dude, I know, Cash. This is a rough year. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, FIFA International Soccer, GoldenEye. GoldenEye got beat by The Last of Us, dude. I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. I was really, really like, this is what last year I remember like diving into this and going, this seems skewed. Seems skewed. I didn't think there was any way GoldenEye was not going to make it in. Well, yeah, I mean, I think there's a reason why all of these games are nominated, okay? So I don't think that there's a reason why any of them aren't worthy, but there are definitely some of these that stand out over others, right? And I think that if you take a look at what some of these games have meant to gaming over time, as opposed to, like, that's what I mean, like, GoldenEye, dude. What GoldenEye 007 has meant to the gaming industry and community, as opposed to something like The Last of Us. The Last of Us has had an impact, but as long of an impact as GoldenEye has had, absolutely no way. You know what I mean? So Wii Sports was incredibly just like, so there are a lot of different ways they look at these games, and I think that when you look at Wii Sports and what it was software wise for showing us what could be done with like motion controls and I mean, this was something incredible for the Wii. It really was. Like, no joke, we will still bust it out every once in a while. You know? It's crazy. But I was really, you know, like Barbie fashion designer even over like GoldenEye. I was like, really, dude? It felt really weird. But I digress. In a news release, I mean, everybody's going to have their own kind of opinion here, right? I mean, we all have our different respective opinions on this because we've all had our own experiences with games throughout our gaming, personal gaming histories and everything too, right? So there's going to be a little bit of biases that comes from everybody on this front, right? Oh, dude, Wii Sports is incredible. What an incredibly inventive and just, you know, from an industry perspective, defining game and will be forever, right? I mean, incredible, no doubt about it. And I mean, obviously the software would be nothing without the hardware, right? So, but it for sure, no doubt about it. In a news release, the Strong Museum outlined what makes each game worthy of a spot in the World Video Game Hall of Fame. So you can take a look at why each of these is being nominated right now, and I'll let you guys read that. But this is already being kind of a long news segment, so I just want to like kind of look at the nominees here and talk about this for a second and get everybody's kind of feedback on this. So I'll link this right now. You guys can go look at the kind of synopsis of why they nominated each one of these games down below, like I said. But I can tell you personally, SimCity, holy crap. SimCity is a huge one. Metroid for me is a huge one as well, and Tony Hawk. All three of these are big for me, right? But Asteroids for sure. You know, like Myst, Jesus Christ, Myst. What a flippin' experience, you know, from the early days of the optical media incorporation for PC gaming and everything. Wow, dude. Just Jesus Christ. Everybody from, you know, playing games back in those days knows Myst. Everybody, you know. Guitar Hero, bro, we've still got Guitar Hero stuff. Well, I've got this one. Guitar Hero World Tour, I've got that, dude. I've still got guitars. We used to have the drums, but the drums degraded over time. We've got the microphone still and stuff. You know, and it's not to like, this is just personally for me. And Resident Evil, wow, you know, the beginning of that entire series there. I remember this is the game that scared the crap out of me. This is the game that kept me from playing horror games for so long. I watched a friend or a family member or somebody playing Resident Evil on PS1, and it scared the crap out of me. I was like, nah. Nah. And it was just like a subconscious thing. I think I stayed away from horror games forever. And obviously, since I've started streaming, dude, we do a horror month every October. We do horror games all month long, and I love it. I love horror games. But whenever I was a kid, dude, Resident Evil scared the crap out of me. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Cash. Dude, it wrecked me, dude, for a while. And it was, what's funny is like you look back on it now, it's incredible to see, you know, what Resident Evil 1 was. And if you experienced that game at that time and how incredibly horrific it was, that was nightmare fuel, dude. And then if you go back and look at it now compared to like the experiences we have nowadays and how far technology has advanced and graphics have advanced and stuff, and it's like just a bunch of poly, you know, it's like nothing really, you know, it's so wild how much it's advanced. Yeah, bro, I know. There's a lot of incredible titles in here, dude. I tell you what, man, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for PlayStation, and then all the way up through like PS2. The Tony Hawk games were a big deal for me, man. It did. Yeah, it did have that kind of stuff for sure. Yeah. And bro, the flipping, what do they call them? The lickers or whatever? God dang, dude, those were scary, dog. Those were scary. That flipping hallway, dude. Yeah, it was very scary. Yeah. But I mean, at the time, those graphics were cutting edge, dude. You know, so I mean, that was immersion. That was immersion at the time too, you know, and the jump scares were very good. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even play it, dude. I just watched a friend or a family member play it and was like, God damn, I can't do this, dude. You know, there's no way I could play this. It was incredibly scary. But dude, I mean, I played the crap out of some SimCity. I played a good amount of Guitar Hero stuff. This does not hold as much weight for me. I understand the gravity of why Guitar Hero is a huge thing for a lot of people. It definitely has its place in my past, but not as much as it does for some. I mean, dude, it is a big thing in the gaming industry for sure. You know, it's been a not only just it itself, but it really paved the way for a lot of other musical type of games and stuff in that music genre of gaming, right? So Myst, dude, I think Myst will probably be in. I never played Elite, but I know of it. I know why it could be in there too. Asteroids, dude, I almost feel like Asteroids is gonna win. You know? What's that, dude? My favorite sim game was Sim City on Super Nintendo. Was mine. Oh, SimAnt, bro! I played the crap out of SimAnt on PC, bruh. Those ant lions and the lawnmower, dog. Get out of here. I know it, dog. You better believe it, bro. I'll be running that SimAnt on a 386 DX2, son. no windows, running through DAWs. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that Simant was dope. I liked Simant. Yeah, Simant was sick, dude. Yeah. But Metroid, dude, deserves. It's hard to not see Tony Hawk in there for me. I mean, honestly, if I was gonna pick 3, I think personally for me, pick 3 that was gonna be in there, it would be. And this is a personal thing again. Everybody's gonna have a bit of biases here, and for me, the biases is gonna be, Metroid, SimCity, and Tony Hawk. That's where this is. But dude, I see Ultima, I see Myst. I mean, Asteroids, Resident Evil. I mean, Guitar Hero. It's tough. It's tough. It really is. It's crazy, man. It's really. I love seeing this every single year whenever these start coming up, man. It's like, oh man. Last year was a throw off though, man. I really it tripped me up seeing GoldenEye not get in over something like Barbie and like The Last of Us. Last of Us isn't even. I don't even feel like The Last of Us is old enough to be considered right now. That was weird. Asteroids, yeah. Tony Hawk and Metroid, yeah. I respect that, dude. Yeah. Very cool, man. I'm loving to see it. I can't wait to see what. If did I link this to you guys? If I didn't link this, I think I did already. Yeah, I did. But I'm gonna link it again because there's also a link in there. Don't forget, there's a link in here where you can go vote. Okay, so right here, you can go vote on this. Okay, so if you're interested, go vote. Go get your votes in, man. Cool. Awesome, guys. Great news segment. It's a long one this morning, and for anybody that's been waiting on the gameplay to start, I apologize, but this stuff's important to me, man. I know it's important to some of our other community members and stuff like that, and so thanks to everybody that contributed and everybody that's always here and a part of the video gaming news segments. I appreciate it, man, because this stuff it really is a big deal for me. I love immersing myself in everything that's going on in the industry and staying current with it and stuff like that. So we will now prepare to go play day 2 of Unicorn Overlord, all right? But if anybody's been able to hang out this morning, you're not familiar with what we do, or maybe you're watching this as a VOD later on. We always start off every single day. I'm live 6 days a week, every day but Wednesday, beginning at roughly 6 a.m. CST CDT. That would be 7 a.m. Eastern or 4 a.m. Pacific time. We begin with video gaming news, where we try to dive into what's currently happening, new news that's going on in the industry, promoting a healthier video gaming industry for ourselves as video gaming enthusiasts and consumers, and try to shine a spotlight on some of those companies that are not doing all that great by us as well. And after that, we go play games, have a great time together. We've got an awesome community here, amazing people, just trying to spread good vibes, have a welcoming community here, be civil about things, be void of negativity, toxicity, stuff like that. So if you can dig that, come be a part of it, man. We're always looking for more people to just have a good time doing what we do here, and if you can dig that, then come check us out. Other than that, man, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind. Happy Friday, everybody. We'll be back with more video gaming news tomorrow morning for March 16th, but I'm going to go ahead and run our outro for the news segment. I'm not going anywhere. Stream's not going down. Just a nice way to segue out of here. And as soon as the outro is finished, we will start getting prepared for playing day 2 of Unicorn Overlord. All right? You guys rock. I'll be right back.